everybody doing? Hope you're enjoying this Saturday. Today was supposed to be the cremation of care at the Bohemian Grove. It's actually tonight. So there's still a possibility that might happen. But the Bohemian Grove that we saw today looked nothing like the past years. From 2012 on, 2012 was the first year that I was standing outside of the Grove. Nothing compared to what we saw this time. Maybe about 5-6 cars total within a couple hours. That was kind of odd. The people in the cars, it was couples. In a couple cases, a couple children, I think, too. Dogs. A lot of people had dogs out going into the Grove. Out of all the people we saw go into the Grove, I believe we only saw maybe 1 or 2 cars go out. But literally just a handful of cars went into the Grove, and only 2 employees that we saw. The one guy in the red truck just going back and forth, kind of. He was going in, he was going out. There was another car, truck, whatever, that kind of stopped, came out of the Grove, did a U-turn right at that intersection for Railroad and Bohemian Avenue, and just went right back into the Grove. So just went outside of Bohemian Grove, did a U-turn, went right back in. That was kind of weird. But aside from that, I mean, that was the only thing that really looked like every other year that we've seen. They always do that. So that was odd. Couldn't get the live stream to work for a long time, so I don't know how well it actually worked out there. But I mean, we did see people going in there. Bohemian Grove is not closed. It is open. People are in there. Couples are in there. Men and women are in there. What they're doing in there, I don't know. I mean, you have 100 camps, so in theory you could have 100 different little groups. I don't know if that would be considered a violation of the social distancing. There's only one car, it was like a white Benz, maybe an SUV, and it was the only one that, as soon as they saw us while they were trying to enter Bohemian Grove, they were driving, and it's 2 white males, 2 older white males. As soon as they saw us, Brendan and myself, they were driving, they put on both of their masks and went right into Bohemian Grove. So they look pretty scared, pretty freaked out to me. You know, sometimes you get a car that will kind of stop, or not stop, but kind of slow down, and then will just kind of drive slowly past us or do something. But this white car was the only car that really kind of seemed to be freaked out. Put on their masks and probably felt a lot safer. So that's all that I know here so far. But it was cold out there. First it was really, really cold, then it got really, really hot. And my phone battery died after a little while, but it's okay. Couldn't stay all day like many other times, but there were no workers, no employees being bussed in or bussed out. Didn't see any other taxis or anything like that. Didn't look like anybody was being taxied in. But nearby at the golf course, it was still pretty active. Not as active as it normally is either, but it's pretty active. And that's where some of the outside Bohemian Grove parties are supposed to happen too. So. Overall, I was just a little surprised that get over here. I was a little surprised that the gates were open. It looked like Again, it looked like the gates had been open for probably years. It didn't look like they had any plan on closing those gates. But, and then it was shocking to see men and women going into Bohemian Grove. Something I had not seen before. If there's ever a woman who is in a car or going into the Grove, sometimes by themselves, but I think they would make them stop. They'd have to speak to whoever the guard was at the front gate, right before the front gate, and then they would generally have them turn back and park on that little side dirt road that is inside of the Bohemian Grove property. But here we saw just 4 or 5 couples going right in. There was a caravan of 3 young groups, and they all went in and did a U-turn out of Bohemian Grove, waved, and that was about it. Lots of people waving, lots of nice people. I bet they're all happy too that the Bohemian Grove isn't in town, clogging up the streets, clogging up everything. So, lots of beachgoers out there in the Monte Rio area, Guerneville, right off of the Russian River. You know, there's usually a lot of people out, lots of people out today. So as I'm driving back towards San Francisco, all of the traffic was going towards Monte Rio. So they're all hitting up these little lakes out there, and I can't blame them. It's a beautiful day for that. But just wanted to go and check it out. I was just curious to see what they would do, if they would do anything. I think if I hadn't gone out there, I probably would think that the gates were closed, business was shut down, and nobody was going in. But that's not the case. Bohemian Grove is open, and people are going in and people are going out. That's what we know for sure. Let's see, the evil don't want us to see them. Yeah, I think you're right. And hey, Virginia, I think you're right on that. They don't want us to see what's going on. It's when they're quiet about these things. That's when we tend to focus more on it, because now they're not saying anything. They're just being very quiet about it. So, well, thank you for just, you know, for your prayers, first of all. That is the main thing, and for the encouragement, for the support. You know, I'm in the area. I'm able to go out there and check it out. So I really wanted to. I knew I didn't have much time, and hopefully we'll be able to get back out there in these next weeks. But this will be going on for 3 weeks. So the gates will probably be open. We'll probably see minimal cars going in, being very secretive, which from what I hear is what some of the other years were kind of like. But to see the parking lot, the Bohemian Grove level 1 of the Bohemian Grove parking lot, just dirt, just nothing there. I had seen that once, I think, in the off season, but never like this. Never like this. It's pretty odd. Other than that, it was pretty uneventful as far as all of what we usually see. We usually have the Bohemian Grove guards coming out there. They talk to us, they let us know, blah, blah, blah. You can't be in the road. Don't harass our members. La-di-da. La-di-freaking-da. All of that. None of that. The only time we had the one guy who kind of rolled out and rolled back in. We had the guy who I believe is the head groundskeeper. He drove in, because I know this car, this is one of the cars that was kind of it's given us some trouble in the past of just being a weirdo. But so that car came out, or went into the Grove, and didn't see that one again. But not too much traffic going in. There was one car that actually came in, 2 older people, and then left with a younger, maybe 12 to 14-year-old Asian girl and a dog. So there was something going on in there, and there were so many dogs going in. We were thinking maybe there's some dog show or something going on inside of the Grove. And there were a few cars that also had dogs that went up the side road. So I don't know what that was about. But it was like family day at Bohemian Grove today. So I don't know. Maybe they're changing, maybe their rules are changing, they're changing things. I have no idea. But no cops. I did not see one cop in the whole city. It's a small city. It's a very small city, but usually you see one or two somewhere. I didn't see any of them. No streets blocked off, nothing like that. Where we normally stand, there was a big dumpster, and so the guy who owns the property next to the Grove was doing some type of tree work, or they were throwing stuff into the dumpster. So when you see the live footage, you'll hear that. You'll hear these bangs and booms and all that, and that's just the guys in the background working. Where we normally would have been, but not this time. So, but I think that is about all I would have to report on this. We'll do a little podcast version of this and put all of the different clips that we have together. But the main point was just to get out there and to see if Bohemian Grove was open or if it was closed, and it was open for business. This we know, and like I said in one of the early videos, no, I'm not going to snitch on them either. But we'll put the video out. Alright, God bless you all. Hope you have a great day. Keep truth alive, and remember, Jesus Christ loves you.